Mrs. Zell, how are we proceeding today?
Morning, Your Honor. I believe we are going to start with Mr. Eric Hurd's case
All
today.
right. That's Mr. Austin.
It is, Your Honor.
Did you want to call those files together?
Yes.
We got two.
Yes, please, if we can.
That is. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-01836. And this is June 13. And 24-01305. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Eric Hurd. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. Zell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Zell, Assistant Prosecutor for the People.
Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Your Honor, and good morning. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Mr. Hurd. He is present remotely from the Ingham County Jail.
And sir, you are Eric Hurd, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is time set for a competency review hearing. I'll let Mrs. Zell make a record. We received the information on the independent competency review, and then we'll go from there. Mrs. Zell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, we were in receipt of that independent review. Based on my review of that document, Mr. Hurd was found competent to stand trial. I do believe today we will be stipulating to those findings and asking for this to be set for a PCC so that we can continue negotiations.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Austin?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, so based on council's representations, we'll take notice of the report written by Mr. Wint on June 2nd, 2025 on both, I think it's on both. I have an order on both files, and we received the review on 24-01836. So at this time, pursuant to stipulation by council, we'll receive the report and I will sign the order that indicates the defendant is competent to stand trial and the case shall continue the next stage of the criminal process in which we will set the probable cause conference. Is that a fair statement, Mrs. Zell?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Austin.
Yes, Your Honor. The only other thing, if I may, Your Honor,
Sure.
I would add, I think it was important to note in Dr. Wint's report that we finally received is that it sounds like one of the reasons for Mr. Hurd's restoration to competency had to do with the treatment and medication that he is now receiving. So I would just ask if the court could incorporate some type of language into the order that while he is in custody at the jail, that they are to continue whatever medication or treatment that he is currently under or ongoing in order to make sure he maintains his competency.
So as a part of the order to competency stand trial, defendant order maintain competency to stand trial shall be administered appropriate medication pending and during the trial.
Yes.
Okay. I will check that the box one is checked. The defendant is competent to stand trial. The case shall continue to the next stage of the criminal process. I'll also check the box. The defendant is receiving medication to maintain competency. The defendant, in order to maintain competency to stand trial, shall be administered appropriate medication pending and during trial. All right. Any objection to that request, Mrs. Zell?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. All right. I will sign on file 24-01836. I will check box one and the appropriate box that follows and sign the order. This is for June 13th. And then on file 24-01305, I will similarly check box 1 and check the order on file 24-01305. Also check the box that indicates the defendant is receiving medication to maintain competency. The defendant, in order to maintain competency to stand trial, shall be administered appropriate medication pending and during the trial. And I will sign that accordingly also. And then let's get a PCC date.
June 27th.
So the PCC is set for June 27th at 9 a.m. All right, so the PCC is set for June 27th at 9 a.m. Anything else for the record in dockets, in either docket 24-01836 or 24-01305, Mrs. L.
Not for the people.
Mr. Austin.
Nothing additional on behalf of Mr. Hurd, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Hurd. We'll see you on June 27th at 9 o'clock. You're all set, sir.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Austin, did we have Mr. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-00848. That is people of the state of Michigan versus James Winston. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezell, Assistant Prosecutor, West People.
Arnold James Winston, Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Your Honor, and good morning. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Mr. Winston. He's present with us remotely from the Ingham County Jail.
And sir, you are Arnold Winston, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Winston, you can hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. Yes, yes, sir.
All right, perfect. Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how we proceed?
Your Honor, it's my understanding we're going to be asking for this to be left set for the preliminary exam.
All right, and is that a fair statement, Mr. Austin?
Yes, Your Honor, we're just asking that the matter continue as scheduled for the preliminary hearing next week.
And the prelim was set for the June 20th at 8:30.
I believe so, yes.
At 8:30. So we will leave on for preliminary examination at the PCC for 8:30 on June 20th. That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in 25-00848, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Austin.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Winston, we'll see you next week at 8:30. Thank you for your appearance
Okay.
today.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Did you have any questions, Mr. Austin?
I do have some questions for my attorney. I was gonna ask if I can break out with him.
All right,
For-
I don't know if you can get in a breakout, but Mr. Austin will be out to see you concerted before the prelim.
Yes.
All right, so before the prelim, Mr. Austin will be out to see you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And then Mr. Austin.
I'm good. He may not, well, we're gonna have to conflict that.
On the iPhone, could you please identify yourself? We just let you into the Zoom courtroom on the iPhone. What's your name, sir?
Ayub Hani Abu Musawir.
Mr. Etheridge, is that your client, Abdul Musawir?
Musawir.
Musawir. I've is your attorney, Mr. Etheridge? That's who I have on the docket.
Yes.
All right. All right, we'll call your case as soon as Mr. Etheridge is able to join us.
Okay. I do what?
Sir, in Ingham Jail Post 1, visit 4B2306, could you identify yourself? And that's you, sir?
James Taylor. James Taylor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Taylor. And your attorney, Mr. Goodrich, is here.
So it's
Your Honor, could I meet with him in a breakout room, please?
You sure can. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to put Mr. Goodrich, you'll get a prompt. Oh, you already did it. It's already done. Mr. Johnson, are you ready to go on your case with Ms. Thomas?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Is that you, Ms. Kachukas?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can come up here, Ms. Thomas. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01613. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Yasmin Thomas. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Kachukas.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cassidy Kachukas for the people.
Ms. Thomas. All right, thank you. And sir, you are Kareem Johnson, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is the time set, and you're representing, I did that backwards, but you're representing Ms. Thomas today, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Kachukas, how are we proceeding? Would you like to defer to Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, I would like to state the offer first. There has been an offer made in this case. It is a plea guilty to one count of aggravated domestic violence under 76940 status. And that would be as a global resolution between this case and a misdemeanor case before Your Honor. So the misdemeanor case would be dismissed and the interference with electronic communications would be dismissed. But I will defer to Mr. Johnson as to how to proceed today.
All right, Mr. Johnson, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, I've explained it offer to Ms. Thomas. I went over the restitution request that was given to me by the government with Ms. Thomas. I've also explained to her statutory right to preliminary examination and all her trial rights. Knowing and understanding that, I believe she's willing to accept the offer given by the government. However, a written advice of rights does need to be signed, Your Honor.
All right, we can do an oral, if Ms. Thomas is going to plead today, we can do an oral advice of rights on the record. Or we can leave it on for prelim. It's entirely up to you what that, the prelim is just would be set for plea, but if she's willing to plead today to the offer, we can do it today. It's entirely up to you, Mr. Johnson.
We could do it orally on the record, Your Honor. She's already been
Okay,
advised.
perfect. All right, so let's make sure we have an understanding of the offer. It's an offer is to plead to, say it again.
Plea to one count of aggravated domestic violence.
All right, so that would be the count. I have count 2 as the aggravated domestic.
Count 2 is an aggravated assault, so it would be amended aggravated domestic violence.
Okay, so let's just add that as count 3. There's not a count for current. Okay, so let's add a count 3 of aggravated domestic violence. And that is punishable by 1 year and or 1,000.
And or 1,000 to 5,000.
All right. And that's pursuant to 257 what?
257.
Or no, that's the motor vehicle code. 750 what?
Yeah, Your Honor, 750-81A2.
So with that added count 3, counts 1 and 2 would be dismissed upon successful plea and sentence.
Yes, Your Honor, there is another case that will be dismissed. I'm pulling up the.
All right. And then there will be a misdemeanor case dismissed. And what's that number?
I'm pulling that up right now. Your Honor.
2300858.
Right, we have, that's pending in front of me. So, all right, so that would be the 2300858. That would be the pending misdemeanor. And will that be nollied today or be that be nollied at sentencing?
Sentencing. Your Honor, I believe we'll be nolling that at sentencing.
All right, thank you. All right, so is that your understanding? Oh, do we have a restitution agreement?
I have not yet been able to confirm the restitution with
All
Mr.
right.
Johnson, so we will have to deal with that at sentencing.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
that'll be a probation issue. All right, Mr. Johnson, is that your understanding? It's a plea to the amended added count 3 of aggravated domestic assault, which is a 1 year and $1,000. Dismiss counts 1 and 2 and the pending misdemeanor in front of the court on 2300858. That's all a part of the agreement. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. May I inquire of your client of their misdemeanor advice and rights, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Yasmin, you understand you have the following jury trial rights in this 1 year and or 1,000 plea, all right, ma'am? And this is a plea to aggravated domestic violence. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to questioning witnesses that are brought against you. You were represented today by Attorney Karima Johnson, and you would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan at a trial in this matter. Do you understand that, ma'am? You have the right to have the court-ordered witnesses appeared in your defense to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If your plea is accepted, you'll give up the claim the plea was a result of any promises other than what we've stated on the record, or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also be giving up the right to appeal anything from trial. Since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading to the aggravated domestic violence count 3. Is it still your wish to plead guilty to the aggravated domestic violence in count 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna have you raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? All right, I'm gonna bring your attention back to May 30th, 2025 at the offense location of Burton Street, South Martin Luther King Boulevard in the city of Lansing. Were you present on May 30th, 2025 on Burton Street and South Martin Luther King Boulevard in the city of Lansing at that date and time?
Yes.
All right. And who is Brandy Nicole Hoover to you?
That's my sister.
It's your sister. And you had previously lived with Miss Hoover, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Growing up, at some point you lived with her. All right. You are pleading to aggravated domestic violence. So tell me what you did in regards to Miss Hoover, which makes you guilty of aggravated domestic violence. And it would have to be that you did so not in self-defense, and it was not done by accident.
Ms. Thomas, on that date and time, did you strike your sister?
Yes.
All right. And you did
And you
not
still-
strike your sister in self-defense. Did you strike your sister in self-defense? Right. And you didn't accidentally strike your sister. Okay. Anything towards a factual basis, Ms. Kachukas?
Your Honor, I believe we missed the element of, did that cause injury?
Oh, it's aggravated.
Yeah.
So did striking the sister cause any injury to your sister?
She went to the hospital. So.
Okay, so she did seek medical treatment. At that time, at that time and date, she sought medical treatment.
That's what my attorney told me.
Okay.
Yeah, I will stipulate that she went to the hospital and sought medical treatment for various injuries.
All right. I think that's in the report itself too. But all right, with her seeking immediate medical treatment in regards to the injuries, anything else towards a factual basis, Ms. Kachukas?
Not from the people, Your Honor.
Anything towards a factual basis, Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I find the factual basis for the added count 3 of domestic aggravated violence to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And we will refer to probation. So, Ms. Thomas, if you go 1 floor down all the way to your right, the probation department will be down there on the 5th floor, and they'll either set up an appointment or they'll see you right then, and they'll prepare a report for me for sentencing. Anything, Ms. Kachukas, on that?
Actually, Your Honor, after conferring with my supervising attorney, I believe we need to nolly the misdemeanor case today.
All right, we can do that. So we can print that out and have Mrs. Azell sign it, or yourself sign it.
I myself cannot, but Mrs. L can.
Okay, all right. So the misdemeanor will be nolly pros today. You should go to the 5th floor and we'll set a sentencing date.
August 8th at 9:30.
August 8th at 9:30. Mr. Johnson, does that work with your schedule? August 8th at 9:30.
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so we will be back here for sentencing. We'll be live on the 6th floor on August 8th at 9:30. We will provide a nollie pros on the pending misdemeanor. for Mrs. L to sign? I hear it being printed.
She printed too. I was trying to figure
I
out
don't
if
know
there
where
was
I'm
a difference.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. All right, I'm in possession of the misdemeanor being nollied today on 23-00858. I will sign the nollie process accordingly. So Ms. Thomas, we'll see you back here on August 8th. Go down to the 5th floor and see when they want to see you, okay?
Okay,
All right, you're all set, ma'am.
thank you.
You're all set, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chukas. And that, I just put the nollie.
I just need to
Okay.
change this to Jane and
Mr. Goodrich is back.
Oh,
It's June 27th.
That was Mr. Taylor. Mr. Goodrich, are you ready on Mr. Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor.
There you are.
And also Mr. Kozlina too.
All right. All right, let's go on Mr. Taylor first, and then we'll go on Mr. Kozlina. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01614. That is People of the State of Michigan versus James Taylor. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record from the people?
Thank you, Your Honor. Maulud Abuxia, Assistant Ingham County Prosecutor on behalf of the people, P 76176.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Abuxia,
Fuxia, how do you spell that?
Abugsea.
Okay, Abuxia.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Goodrich, your appearance for the record.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Taylor at his PCC today. He is appearing from the Ingham County Jail over Volleycom.
And sir, you are James Taylor, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is a time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Abuxia, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. In discussion with Defense Attorney Goodrich at this time, we're asking this matter be left on for preliminary examination.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
So we'll leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 1:30. So it'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. We'll leave on for preliminary examination at 1:30 in the afternoon next Friday. Anything else for the record in docket 25-01614, Mr. Abuxia?
Nothing on behalf of the people. Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Goodrich.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Taylor, we'll see you at 1:30 next week. Thank you for your appearance today.
Welcome.
Mr. Goodrich, you said you're ready on.
Peter Kozlina.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01617. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Peter Kozlina. Appearances for the record, it's Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezell, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Kozlina, who's appearing over Zoom today.
And sir, you are Peter Kozlina, is that correct?
I am Peter Kozlina, Your Honor.
Thank you. And you can hear me all right, Mr. Kozlina?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at this time, there has been an offer extended of sobriety court. And we are hoping to get an adjournment so that the screening for sobriety court can be completed.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor, and he did pass an initial screening and he's kind of in the substance abuse assessment phase of it now. So this is a case we fully expect to end up with Judge Buchanan.
And I think Judge Buchanan takes the plea on
Yes.
her own sobriety court.
Yes.
Is Mr. Kozlina looking to waive his 21-day rule so that he can take part
Yes.
in anything? Because I just have no idea how long it'll take.
Yes, Your Honor, we have no objection to waiving his 21 days. Setting this out a ways just to give time with the expectation that we're never actually going to run a preliminary exam in this case.
Right. It's more process oriented than anything else. All right, Mr. Kozlina, it's my understanding it is going to be your wish to waive your right to a prelim within that 21-day period. I'll talk to you about that. So this will be set out so you can continue your journey, your process through to sobriety court. Is that your understanding, sir?
That is my understanding, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Goodrich, may I inquire of your client of his waiver of the 21-day rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Kozlina, you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You are represented today by attorney Luke Goodrich, and he would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. It is my understanding it would be your wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination within the 21-day period. You wouldn't be waiving your right to a prelim in general, just within that 21-day period, so you can continue the process that you've already started for sobriety court. Is it your wish today to waive your right to a prelim within the 21-day period?
That is my wish today, Your Honor.
All right. And Mrs. L, do the people also waive their right to a prelim within 21 days?
We do, Your Honor.
All right. I find the waiver of the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And we will reset. And so this we have some flexibility on. What time are we looking at? Because you know better than I that it takes a little bit.
Your Honor, if it's, I guess, set out a month, I think that would
30
be
days.
sufficient. And then if we get word that everything's good,
All
we'll
right.
get a hearing date from Judge Buchanan.
All right. Does that sound all right, Mrs. L?
That sounds great.
All right. So we'll reset for preliminary examination. Or should we just do a PCC? Doesn't matter to me.
I believe a PCC would be.
All right.
Sufficient.
Reset for PCC. About 30 days out.
The first. Has he reported a probation at all?
I don't know.
Yes, he has.
He has, okay.
Yeah.
In person?
I don't know. Mr. Kozlina, have you reported a probation in person at this point? I know I've been in contact with them.
Yes, I did go into their office to fill out the substance abuse evaluation, and then I do have an appointment for this Monday with the chief probation officer.
All right. So what date?
We are looking at, you said, PCC day?
30 days PCC.
July 17th, how about 8:30?
All right. July 17th at 8:30 for the adjourned PCC. And then we'll have more information concerning the process to specialty court. Anything else for the record in 25-01-617, Mrs. L?
Not for people.
Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you on that July 17th date. If not before, that date may change, maybe before, but definitely on July 17th at 8:30. All right, sir?
I'm good.
You're all set, Mr. Kozlina. Thank you.
Thank you.
I lose track of that.
I believe we're ready on Curtis. Warren Curtis.
Ms. Robinson, how are you?
Good morning, Judge, how are you?
Pretty good. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01305. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Maury Curtis. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record Mrs. Zell,
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Zell, Assistant Prosecutor for the People.
Ms. Robinson.
Aaron Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Ms. Curtis.
And ma'am, you are Maury Ann Curtis, is that correct? Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. Zell, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at the last probable cause conference, a plea offer was extended of OWI and assault and battery. At this time, it's come to our attention that no blood draw was taken in this case. We do not believe that offer is viable anymore. At this time, Your Honor, we're asking for an adjournment of the PCC to give us more time to negotiate this case.
All right, is that a fair statement, Ms. Robinson?
It is.
All right. So we will adjourn and set for PCC. The waiver of the 21-day rule was previously waived on May 16th, 2025. So we'll adjourn for further negotiations. And are we looking at 2 and 5 or?
I have 2, 3, 5.
So 2, 3, and 5 is what we have
I believe we could do
for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 5 weeks.
Oh, I was like
For-
2,
for-
3. What month are we talking?
I feel like 2 weeks.
2
would
weeks
be
is
enough.
fine.
All right.
Yes.
So we'll adjourn the probable cause conference with the waiver previously occurring for
June 27th.
June 27th at 9 o'clock. All right, so Ms. Robinson, Ms. Curtis, we've set it for June 27th at 9 o'clock. That'll be on a Friday morning in a couple weeks. Anything else for the record in 2501-305, Mrs. Zell?
Not for the people.
Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thanks.
All right, Ms. Curtis, we'll see you on that day. Thank you for your appearance.
I'll have a notice for you next second. So you should have it.
On the Samsung, could you please identify yourself on the cell phone?
Ben.
What's your name? You're gonna have to say it again, sir.
Ayub Hani Abdul Musawir.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Abdul. We've got you on the Samsung cell phone. Could you identify yourself? You're all, I've identified you. I see a Samsung cell phone. I don't see. I don't see
Kenneth Ben.
Okay, Ben.
Sorry.
Kenneth Ben. Mr. Ben, you're here for your 10 o'clock?
I'll log into Zoom, Your Honor. I need to talk to him.
Right. All right. So, Mr. Ben, I'm going to place you in a conference room with your public defender, and then we'll come back and we'll place it on the record. All right, sir?
All right, thank you.
All right. So, Megan, I'll let you. All right. Then, Mr. Etheridge, you're ready on Mr. Abdul Musawir or on Mr. Delamarta?
Delamarta and Abdul.
Okay.
Whichever the court.
Let's go on Mr. Delamarta first.
Delamarta.
And Ms. Kachusek,
Kachukis.
Ms. Kachusas. I had that and I lost it. You're here on that case, is that correct?
I'm here on Delamarta, yes, Your Honor.
Chukas. All right. So we're on the record in docket 2501-608. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Mark Delamarta. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Kachukis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Cassidy Kachukis for the People.
Mr. Etheridge.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Derek Etheridge, Office of Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Delamarta, who is in the courtroom standing to my right.
And sir, you are Mark Delamarta, is that correct? All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Kachukis, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, an offer has been extended of that Mr. Delamarta may plead guilty to the taser possession with no habitual offender notice, at the time of sentencing. That offer is held open until the first pretrial conference in circuit court upon waiver. And it's my understanding that we intend to leave this set for final or for preliminary exam.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, Your Honor. Only thing I would add is as part of the plea agreement, he would have to forfeit the taser as well.
And so at this time, we're going to leave on for preliminary examination. And so the preliminary examination was previously set for June 20th at 8:30. So we'll leave, that'll be next Friday at 8:30. Ms. Delamarter, that'll be exactly like today on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. And we'll revisit this file on June 20th at 8:30. Anything else for the record in 25-01608, Ms. Kachukas?
Not from the people, Your Honor.
Mr. Etheridge.
Your Honor, I just spoke with Mr. Delamarta. He has not checked in with pretrial services yet. I've advised him he needs to check in with them. I don't know if the court has a handout that could give him the number to call.
I think we had a handout. Let's see.
Oh, where did I put that?
We had it. She's got to find it. But you should contact the pretrial services, or else they'll indicate that you're not following their bond conditions or bond conditions that were set at arraignment.
Yeah, we monitor the bond. Just have to bond check. They'll give you a handout. Hopefully.
We haven't heard anything, but I would indicate that the continued bond conditions at arraignment were no use of drugs or alcohol, no out-of-state travel, no possession of a firearm, no marijuana, and report to pretrial services within 48 hours. There should be a brochure. I would just go over there and check. Pretrial services is at the Ingham County Grady Porter building on Walnut, right? So it's right there. The whole building takes up about a block. So it's all right.
Just wait on me and I'll.
And we're printing out that sheet.
Okay, they got sheets there. Just follow the instructions. It's call over there. It's like,
all right. Anything else, Mr. Etheridge, on 25-01608?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we're all set. We'll see you next week, Mr. Delamarter. You want to go on Abdul Musawar?
Yes, please.
Mrs. L, you're on that case.
I am, Your Honor. And we're playing prosecutor shuffle.
That's all right. I just want to make sure I get the names right. All right. So we're on the record in docket 24-02668. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Ayub Abdul Musawar. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Eval, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Etheridge.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Derek Esford, also public defender on behalf of Mr. Abdul Sawi, and he is appearing by video Zoom.
And sir, you are Abdul Musawi, is that correct?
No, sir. It's Abdul Musawir.
Okay, Abdul Musawir, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Abdul Musawir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, it's my understanding we're going to be leaving this set for a preliminary exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So we'll leave on for preliminary examination, which has been set for June 20th at 1:30. So we'll leave on for June 20th at 1:30. That'll be a week from today in the afternoon at 1:30. They'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in 24-02668, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Etheridge.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we'll see you here on next Friday at 1:30. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, sir. You enjoy the rest of your day and God bless you.
You too. Thank you. All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01620. That is people of the state of Michigan versus DeQuise Mask. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? This is up.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezel, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of DeQuise Mask.
And I will indicate for the record, Mr. Mask was here via Polycom through the Ingham County Jail. He's incarcerated. He was here 2 minutes ago, and then they just took him off of Polycom. Mrs. L, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, it's my understanding we're going to be leaving the set for preliminary exam.
And that's a fair statement, Mr. Lee.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And we're waiving the appearance of Mr. Mask. He's not here right now, but he was just right here, right about a minute ago. We know where he is. He's incarcerated, and we're setting this on for prelim for next week. Is that a fair statement, Mrs. L?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. So we'll leave on for prelim for June 20th at 2 o'clock for preliminary examination. And obviously, Mr. Lee, you'll be able to communicate to Mr. Mask that this is left on for June 20th at 2 o'clock. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. With that understanding, anything else for the record in 25-01620, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Lee?
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, we're all set. If he comes back, we'll tell him what happened. But in the meantime, they took him off.
And that's what he's expecting, so.
Okay, perfect.
Your Honor, I do also believe we are ready on the James case.
James.
Morris James. That's my question. I can do on the first. I believe it's an 8:30 case.
Morris. All right. So we can call that case. We're on the record in docket 19-01481. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Morris James. Morris James, will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezel, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender John Lee for Tamarist Sarnell James.
Right, this is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Lee, have you had any contact with Morris James?
Ms. James and I have exchanged voicemails this morning. Per the last message she left me, she was attempting to download Zoom. Says she's got an old phone, it's taking forever. She's not certain as to what the root cause of the technical difficulties are. I left her a message advising her that I would let you know that and see if you might consider waiving her appearance today. Our intention is to leave it on for the PE next week, and I have advised her that she'll need to arrange for transportation and ensure her in-person appearance.
All right, Mrs. L, how did you want to proceed today?
Your Honor, we would have no objection to just leaving this set for the preliminary exam and waiving Ms. James' appearance today. Since this is a non-violent case, we would, in the short term, ask for a 48-hour bench warrant normally. However, since there has been good contact with Ms. James and Mr. Lee, we think that would just be a bit of a waste of time.
All right, let's set it. So we'll leave on for prelim. We'll have the PCC and we'll waive Ms. Tamaris James' appearance. With the understanding that if Tamaris James doesn't show up next time, we have our answer. We'll leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 8:30. That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing, and you'll communicate the same to Ms. James, Mr. Lee.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 1901481, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Lee?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you today.
Thank you.
We do have somebody just joined on an iPhone. That might be.
Good morning.
Sir, would you please identify yourself?
Yes, this is Montel Lyons.
Mr. Lyons, are you here for your 10 o'clock?
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
All right. Stand by. We're going to call a couple cases in front of you. You may want to mute because we can hear you in the Zoom courtroom. But
Okay.
we've got you for Montel. We've got Montel Lyons set at 10 o'clock. Mr. Sarts is your attorney. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I don't know why they got me in the Ingham County jail thing. Oh,
Mr. Ben, you're in the right spot. Just please continue to hang on. Thank you.
No, not like that.
I never hit. I never hit you. Nobody never came with the street. And she get black the whole time I've been in girl. I'm really you. Yeah. Or the emergency store. Okay, yeah. Okay, is everybody else? Grab those two.
All right, Mrs. L, where are we going next?
I believe we are ready on Lore and on Reyes. So either one of those.
So on Bloor and then Reyes.
And Ben is also ready.
Right, Mr. Bloor, you can unmute. We're on the record in docket 25-01618. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Keith Bloor. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezel, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, filling in for Stephen Freeman today and representing Mr. Bloor, who is appearing over Zoom.
And sir, you are Keith Bloor, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Bloor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how we proceed?
Your Honor, it's my understanding we're going to be leaving this up for the preliminary exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 2 o'clock. That'll be a week from today, Friday at 2 o'clock. That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in 25-01618, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you for your appearance today, Mr. Bloor. We'll see you next week at 2 o'clock.
See you next week.
Mr. Reyes, is it?
Into the back. He stepped out to use the restroom, Your Honor.
If you would like to.
Mr.
come in.
Oh, he's back.
Mr. Reyes. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01616. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Lysandro Reyes. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Ezel, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Jared Austin appearing today on behalf of Mr. Reyes. I'm filling in for counsel of record, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Reyes stands present to my right.
And sir, you are, and correct my pronunciation, Lysandro Reyes.
Yes.
Thank you. This is the time set for a preliminary, probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how we proceed?
Your Honor, it's my understanding we're going to be leaving this up for the preliminary exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Austin?
That is correct, Your Honor. And I did prep Mr. Reyes for the possibility because I know the court has an immensely congested docket next week on the 20th, and Mr. Reyes is out of custody. I didn't know if the court was going to be simply prioritizing the in-custody matters and finding good cause to adjourn the out-of-custody matters. If that is the case, I don't think Mr. Reyes would have an objection to that, but I did discuss that possibility with him.
Yeah, let's we'll leave it on for next week and we'll go from there to see how it, I know our docket is full because some other judges are on vacation and I've got some of the PCCs that we're leaving over, but I think we should be able to get to everything as we need to. All right, so we'll leave on for 2 o'clock for next Friday afternoon. Anything else for the record in 25-01616? That'll be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Mrs. L.
Not for the people.
Mr. Austin.
Nothing additional on behalf of Mr. Reyes, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Mr. Reyes, we'll see you the next week at 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ben, we'll call your case. We're on the record in docket 25-01627. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Kenneth Ben Jr. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mr. Berman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Randall Berman on behalf of the people.
Mr. Sarks.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Sarks IV, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Ben. And Mr. Ben and I are both appearing by Zoom this morning.
And sir, you are Kenneth Ben and you'll have to unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And you can hear me all right, Mr. Ben?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Behrman, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, the information that I have from Mr. Sartz is that they wish to leave the matter set for next week while they consider an offer that I have made. The issue that I have, Your Honor, is that there is one road patrol officer involved who has contacted me that she is out of the state on the 20th. And then the other officers that would be needed all have the day off on the 20th. So the matter needs to either adjourn for good cause due to those reasons and the docket congestion on the 20th, or Mr. Sartz needs to let me know ahead of time what he's going to do. Otherwise, if forced, as I've indicated, I would simply dismiss the case, reissue it, and the offer that I've made would not be the same offer. Not to coerce, but I've taken into consideration the issue that I have with the officers when I formulated the offer that I have extended.
All right, Mr. Sartz, a response to the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll let the prosecutor know by the afternoon on Monday whether Mr. Ben wants to proceed with his preliminary examination. Mr. Ben is not going to waive any timeline, Your Honor, but as an officer of the court, I don't dispute that there would be good cause to at least adjourn the preliminary examination date due to the combination of the immense docket congestion that we are projecting for next Friday, combined with the prosecutor's predisposition to not having any witnesses available and already notifying defense counsel of that. But just so there's no confusion, Mr. Ben's not waiving any timelines or anything along those lines at this time. Respectfully, we need some additional time to review his options before he makes a decision about that. I think is reasonable that he'd be allowed to, and then I'd be allowed to follow up on Monday about how we want to proceed. But I understand completely, Your Honor, if for scheduling purposes, Your Honor would prefer just to adjourn this on good cause grounds again for the inherent reasons here. But Mr. Ben is not going to waive any timeline at this time. Thank you.
All right, well, it appears that there's a conflict with next week concerning witnesses. I would leave it, I can adjourn for good cause based on conflict, or we can wait for Monday afternoon. It seems like we're kind of setting it up for the same issue. Mr. Behrman, how would you proceed? How would you prefer? I can adjourn for good cause, or we can leave it on for Monday and you can find out what witnesses will be available or what Mr. Ben intends to do for Monday, or we can move it.
Here's what I'll do, Your Honor. I'll make it easy. We'll leave it. There's nothing to leave set for Monday.
Okay.
I will take Mr. Sartz at his word, so here's what I'll do. The offer that I've made expires at 4 p.m. Monday.
All right. So we'll leave on for June 20th at 2:30. And then, Mr. Sartz, you can indicate whether you're going to take the offer, whether you what we're doing in that regard. But I'll leave on for the prelim for June 20th at 2:30, and then that'll be live on the 6th floor City Hall of Lansing, unless I hear differently from the parties. Anything else for the record in 2501627, Mr. Berman?
Not for the people, Your Honor.
Mr. Sartz.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ben, we'll see you next week, June 20th at 2:30, unless I hear differently from the parties. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Mr. Etheridge, you were seeing Mr. Callan, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Berman, do you have another case?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Do you want to call that case? I know Mr. Kalzinski has been waiting since about 9. All right, so. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2501615. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Corey Kalzinski. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. Maluda Buxia, Assistant Ingham County Prosecutor on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Derek Esford, also public defender on behalf of Mr. Kalzinski. Your Honor, I'm covering for Mr. Freeman, who had a conflict and is not here at this time.
All right, thank you. And sir, you are Corey Kalzinski, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Kalzinski?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Brooks, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have extended an offer, shared that both with Mr. Freeman and then again with Mr. Etheridge here this morning. At this time, it is my understanding that Mr. Kelzinski may be looking into hiring or retaining counsel, Your Honor. And also due to Mr. Freeman having a scheduling conflict today, it is defense request for this court to allow them to waive the 21-day preliminary examination requirement and to adjourn the preliminary examination in this matter.
All right. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Thank you.
May I inquire of your client, Mr. Kelzinski, of the waiver of the 21-day rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Kelzinski, you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You were represented today by Attorney Derek Etheridge. You're also represented by Attorney Steve Freeman, and that office would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. It is my understanding it is your wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination within the 21-day period. You wouldn't be waiving your right to a prelim in general, just within that 21-day period. So negotiations are going to continue, and Mr. Freeman can be involved in those negotiations. Is that a fair statement? It is your wish to waive your right to a prelim within 21 days.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Buxia, do the people also waive their right to a prelim within 21 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I find the waiver of the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And we will reset. Do you want to reset for PCC or prelim?
Both, Your Honor.
Okay.
In case he does retain, that attorney would have the opportunity to have a PCC as well.
So we'll set for PCC 4. And there might be a retaining of a new attorney. Is 2 weeks enough, or do you want to go beyond the 2 weeks?
I think he said he needed a couple of weeks to retain, so maybe 2 to 3 weeks to
All right,
retain.
so maybe over 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Let's go 5. Let's go 5.
That'll work.
To be careful. Because discovery would still have to change hands and all that.
July 17th at 8:30.
All right, so July 17th at 8:30 for the PCC.
It's just remind me and then we'll figure it out then. July 24th at 9.
July 24th at 9 o'clock for the preliminary examination. So Mr. Kalzinski and Mr. Etheridge, we've reset this for probable cause on July 17th at 8:30. That can be via Zoom. And July 24th at 9 o'clock. That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in 2501-615, Mr. Buxia?
Not on behalf of the people, thank you.
Mr. Etheridge.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Kalzinski, you should be all set. We'll see you on July 17th at 8:30.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Holmes. Come on.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 2501-643. That is people of the state of Michigan versus DeAndre Holmes. Appearances for the record, Mr. Buxia.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maluda Buxia, Assistant Ingham County Prosecutor on behalf of the people.
Mr. Etheridge.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Derek Estes, Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes is in the courtroom, standing to my right.
And sir, you are DeAndre Holmes, is that correct? All right, thank you. This is a time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Buxia, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have had an opportunity to extend an offer to Mr. Etheridge in this case. It is being considered, Your Honor. Negotiations are continuing on. However, at this time, defense is asking the court to allow waiver of 21 days to hold the preliminary examination so that they can conduct some further research, can consider the offer, and also due to the court's congested schedule for next week.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. I have told Mr. Holmes this is his request and desire. We'd ask the matter be set for another PCC and a preliminary examination as well.
All right, Mr. Etheridge, may I inquire of Mr. Holmes of his waiver of the 21-day rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Holmes, you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You're represented today by attorney Derek Etheridge, and he would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. It is my understanding it is your wish today to waive your right to a prelim only within that 21-day period. You wouldn't be waiving your right to a prelim in general, so that negotiations can continue. And if this goes, that would take the whole afternoon. Is it your wish today to waive your right to a prelim within the 21-day period?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Buxi, do the people also waive their right to a prelim within 21 days?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
I find the waiver of the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And we'll reset for, do you want it reset for probable cause conference or for prelim, Mr. Buxi and Mr. Etheridge?
I believe request was for a probable cause conference, Your Honor, but I'll defer to defense.
Yes, Your Honor, probable cause conference.
All right. So we'll set for, and we're probably, if we take tests, well, we'll know then. Let's just set it for PCC and then we'll figure out the prelim. Because because this is multiple counts, I'm assuming it would be multiple witnesses. So let's set it for PCC.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
June 27th. Okay, 9:30.
All right, we've set for PCC on June 27th at 9:30. So the PCC, you can that can be attended via Zoom, Mr. Holmes. The prelim would be required to be, you'd be required to be there live, but then we'll set it for June 27th at 9:30. Anything else for the record in 25-01643? Mr. Bugsia.
Not from the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Etheridge.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you should be all set, Mr. Holmes. We'll see you on that June 27th date.
All right, Your Honor.
I'll have a notice to you in a second.
I don't know who Sir Don Nico is. Let's see who else. Mr. Lyons is here.
I'm here, Your Honor. I'm sorry. It's that's how it appears because I have my own hat business. It's Darnell Wheaton Jr.
Okay, Darnell Wheaton.
Yes, sir. Sorry about the name.
That's my client, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Wanji, you're here for Mr. Wheaton and for Mr. Price, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Do you need to meet with Mr. Wheaton?
I don't think so. Unless Mr.
Okay.
Wheaton, you want to talk to me?
Anna, for just maybe a minute.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's fine.
All right, we'll have Ms. Wanji and Mr. Wheaton placed in a breakout room, and then we'll come back and we'll do the probable cause conference. On the Motorola 5G, could you please identify yourself? You'll have to unmute on the Motorola G5G 2024. What's your name?
Jamie Burrell.
Say it again, ma'am.
Jamie Burrell.
All right. And you're here for your 10 o'clock, Ms. Burrell?
Yes.
All right. Stand by. We have some cases to call in front of you, but you're in the right place, all right, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sarts, are you ready on Mr. Lyons?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed on that
All
one.
right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 25-01076. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Montel Lyons. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Zell, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Sarts.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Sarch IV, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Lyons. Mr. Lyons and I are appearing by Zoom this morning. Thank you.
And sir, you are Montel Lyons, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Lyons?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how are we proceeding, or would you like to defer to Mr. Sarts?
Your Honor, at this time, a plea offer has been extended, that plea offer being to an attempt tampering of the monitoring device. At this time, that offer has been extended but has not been accepted. We are leaving this set for a preliminary exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Sarts?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lyons has been reporting to pretrial services. We have discovery. We'll be ready to go next week if Mr. Lyons
All right.
wants to do his exam. Thank you.
All right, so I'm sending this. This has been set for preliminary examination on June 20th at 2:30. That's a week from today at 2:30. Anything else for the record? That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in 25-01076, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Sarts?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Lyons, we'll see you next week at 2:30. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, sir, and Your Honor.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. I was waiting for Judge Flores.
Mr. Whitten, you have to wait for the judge to call you, okay? To call the. You have to wait for the judge to call the case. Don't worry.
I am the problem. Ms. Wanji, are you ready to go on Mr. Wheaton?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 25-01656. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mr. Buxia.
Thank you, Your Honor. Malut Buxia, Assistant Ingham County Prosecutor on behalf of the people.
Ms. Wanji.
Good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Biwanji for Mr. Whitten, who's appearing by Zoom.
All right. And sir, you are Darnell Wheaton, is that correct? Oh, I have the wrong guy, don't I?
No, Your Honor, I think that's
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, sir, you'll have to unmute so I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
So, sir, you are Darnell Wheaton, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Leonard Wheaton
Right.
Jr.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Wheaton?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a PCC conference. Mr. Buxia, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have made a preliminary offer in this matter whereby if Mr. Wheaton was to waive a preliminary examination, he could preserve an offer of a 4-year possession of a controlled substance and also carrying a concealed weapon. The remainder of the felony information will be dismissed. I would leave it to Ms. Wanji at this time to inform the court how she wishes to proceed.
Ms. Wanji, how would you like to proceed today?
You know, I sent an email to the prosecutor. We would like to explore the mental health court, and I'm in the process of doing the paperwork to see if he qualifies for mental health court.
All right, so do you want it left on for preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
So we'll leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 3 o'clock. All right, so this is 25-01-656 is being left on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 3 o'clock. Mr. Wheaton, that'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. All right, sir?
I have to be in person or Zoom, Your Honor.
Yes, you have to be live in person, sir.
Okay, on the 6th floor.
All right.
Okay.
On the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing, that'll be 124 West Michigan Avenue.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else for the record in 25-01-656? Mr. Buxi.
Nothing from the people, thank you.
Ms. Wanji.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Wheaton. We'll see you next week at 3 o'clock.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Kissy, we're ready to call your case. So we're on the record in docket 25-01-625. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Joey Kissy. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Lizell, Assistant Prosecutor for the People, standing in for APA Jen Lawton.
All right, Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Mr. Kissy. He appears with us remotely from the Ingham County Jail.
And sir, you are Joey Lee Kissy, is that correct? Is that a yes, sir? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Kissy?
I can, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mrs. L, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that today we will be asking for an adjournment. I believe there is some outstanding discovery. Additionally, there is some further investigation that is being done. I will defer to Mr. Austin for further.
Mr. Austin.
Yes, Your Honor, we would be seeking an adjournment of the preliminary hearing. The discovery we have so far is for the written discovery. So far I have 170 pages of written narrative reports. Obviously, that has been a lot to get through. There's at least a couple of forensic interviews with the child complainant that I have yet to receive or be able to review, and I need and want to be able to do that. Also, it's my understanding that there is, as Mrs. L stated, some perhaps further investigation and some more evidence that may be forthcoming from my discussion with people. But primarily, Your Honor, I think given the amount of voluminous discovery that we have so far, I think would necessitate a good cause adjournment because I need to be able to properly look through all that so that I can be better prepared and be in a better position to properly advise Mr. Kissy and be able to properly conduct the preliminary hearing if necessary. And I don't think I can overemphasize just how high the stakes are in this case.
All right. So this is an adjournment, a request for adjournment based on a large amount of discovery and maybe some more discovery. Is that a fair statement, Mrs. L?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. So I find there good cause to adjourn. Now, this is because we've set this, so we reset for PCC. And that would be outside. I would think that we're at 2 or 5.
This sounds like it might take some time.
So we might,
I'm trying to find
it might have its own
a
slot,
situation where we
maybe. Okay.
can put that.
All right. So so let's see if we can find
That would work for
like
everybody.
an afternoon.
Yes, I am looking for an afternoon.
And I know you're standing in for Miss Lawton.
Correct, Your Honor.
So
Would July 17th,
that's a Tuesday. No, I'm sorry. That is a Thursday.
okay, I was like, now I'm really losing it. At 2 o'clock,
Does that work for your trial schedule, Mr. Austin?
July 17th at 2.
Yes.
Is that for the prelim or for another PCC?
this would be for the.
Okay, that should be fine.
All right. We'll set it for prelim for July 17th at 2 o'clock, and you'll relay that time and date to Miss Lawton. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. I find good cause to adjourn based on the discovery request and a pending discovery, voluminous discovery. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I've just been made aware that Ms. Lawton is likely to be in trial on the 17th.
Okay.
All right. That would be a problem.
Okay, back to the drawing board.
Your Honor, I'm working on a case with Ms. Lawton, or that is scheduled to start on July 16th with
Right.
Mr. Kennedy, just.
Well, it's good to know, Mr. Goodrich. So thank you, because that just means, let's see if we can get a better date.
July 24th, we have the AG tax case, but they're just gonna argue motions.
What time's that? So
That's set for 1:30, so.
2:30?
You want to do 2:30?
Yeah.
Would that work?
We'll give them an hour. So July 24th at 2:30?
I have no reason to know at this time
This
that
is
that
all
wouldn't
setting
work.
things left and right because it's not her schedule.
But I can relay that back to Ms. Lawton as soon as possible.
Mr. Austin, does that work? July 24th at 2:30?
I believe that would, should work for my schedule, I believe, Your Honor.
All right, July 24th at 2:30. And then we'll wait to hear if there's any conflicts. But we'll set it for preliminary examination for good cause based on discovery that's previously been indicated for July 24th at 2:30. Anything else for the record in 25-01625, Mrs. L?
Not for people, thank you.
Mr. Austin?
Just one other thing, Your Honor, I can't remember without backtracking through my emails and everything, but I know Ms. Lawton and I had submitted, I think, a proposed protective order to the court.
I have it right
Can't
here.
remember if I received any.
I don't think
receipt
so.
On that, if the court had signed that.
No, I'll sign it right now. I have it. A stipulated order authorizing release of recorded video recorded statement and protective order with the 5 points. I will sign that. So I had not signed it previously.
So then I can now get a copy
All
of the
right.
forensic interviews.
All right. So that will be placed in the file. I've signed the copy. And if you need a copy, you can get one for your records.
If I could, please, yes.
All right. So we'll provide a copy for my court officer. So Mr. Kissy, this is set for July 24th at 2:30 for preliminary examination. We've kind of set it aside for some preliminary examination on that date. Anything else for the record in 20, and we've adjourned it for good cause, so you're not waiving any rights. Anything else for the record in 25-01625, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Austin?
I have nothing additional, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kissy, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today. You can just. All right, Ms. Burrell, we're ready to call your case. Ma'am, you are Jamie Burrell, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, we're on the record in docket 25-01626. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Jamie Burrell. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mr. Buxia.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maluda Buxia on behalf of the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Burrell on this. She is appearing over Zoom today.
And ma'am, you are Jamie Burrell, is that correct?
Yes.
And you can hear me all right, Ms. Burrell?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Buxia, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have made an offer in this case whereby if Ms. Burrell was to plead guilty to a misdemeanor use, we would then dismiss the felony complaint alleging possession of methamphetamine, the 10-year felony. At this time in discussion with Ms. Burrell's defense attorney, Mr. Goodrich, we are asking the court to adjourn this matter outside of the 21-day window so that Ms. Burrell can consider the offer and also due to docket congestion.
Is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Would this be a good cause adjournment, or would Ms. Burrell be waiving her right to a prelim within 21 days?
Your Honor, Ms. Burrell can waive her right to hearing within 21 days.
May I inquire of Ms. Burrell of a waiver of the 21-day rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Burrell, you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You are represented today by attorney Luke Goodrich, and he would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. It is my understanding it is your wish to waive your right to a prelim within the 21-day period. You wouldn't be waiving your right to a prelim in general, just within that 21-day period. So so we could continue negotiations. Mr. Buxia and Mr. Goodrich would continue negotiations, and B, we have a full court docket on that 20th date, on June 20th date. Is it your wish today to waive your right to a prelim within 21 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Buxia, do the people also waive their right to a prelim within 21 days?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
I find the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And did you want this reset for PCC or prelim? Doesn't matter.
You could set it for preliminary exam, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset for prelim. Outside of that 21-day period, I think we're 2 or 5 right now.
2, 3, or 5. I was gonna set it for July 3rd at 9, if that works.
Okay,
for
yeah,
that should work.
You know, I'm actually on vacation on the 3rd.
July 3rd does not work. And I don't think July 3rd would work for anyone.
Gotta give it a shot.
Yeah.
That's why it's still available. Huh?
Yeah, that's why it's so popular a day.
July 18th at 9.
July 18th at 9 o'clock. That might be the same.
Is it possible to, yeah, is it possible the 11th, 12th, is that an option somewhere?
No, because that's part of the 3rd.
Okay, Your Honor, if we
I can
could.
go out further. Just a second.
We can go to the 20.
Well, I know I'm out the following week, so that's why it's.
Oh,
That's right.
How about June 26th?
June 26th would be great.
Do you have a preference on time?
I do not.
9:30.
All right, we'll set it for June 26th for prelim. So Ms. Burrell, that'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing on June 27th at 9:30.
June 26th.
Oh, June 26th?
Yes.
I'm just making this harder than it needs. All right, so ma'am, it'll be June 26th at 9:30, and you will get notice sent to your last known address with the court. We have that on Shepherd Street. Is that still a good address for you, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Anything else for the record in 25-01626, Mr. Books?
Not from the people, thank you.
Mr. Goodrich.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Burrell, you're all set. We'll see you on June 26th at 9:30.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
that's right. Blackshear, right,
Um,
yeah, Blackshear first.
Where do I get out?
Mr. Sarts, have you had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Blackshear?
Your Honor, we're ready to go on that one. Thank you.
All right. He's supposed to join us by Polycom. I don't see him. But you don't need to speak with him?
Your Honor, we're just going to leave the matter on for the preliminary examination as currently scheduled. It's my understanding that the people are requesting the examination to potentially preserve witness testimony. That's fine. Mr. Blackshear requests an exam as well. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're on the record in docket 2501629. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Donchi Blackshear. Will the parties please introduce themselves? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Izal, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Mr. Sarts.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Starts IV, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Blackshear. My apologies. I'm not certain what's going on with the jail, but if Mr. Blackshear is not here this morning, I'll go ahead and waive his appearance for the purposes of this probable cause conference. Thank you.
All right. We know where Mr. Blackshear is incarcerated. They've not put him on Polycom.
I think someone just said he was in the dark room.
Is he so Mr. Blackshear, are you in the dark room on jail post 1? I don't see anybody.
Maybe not. I thought I heard somebody talk.
I think it's echoing.
Yeah.
It is echoing on.
I think it's echoing too. All right. Do we waive Mr. Blackshear's appearance for purposes of the PCC? We know where he is. He's just not been put on Polycom. And then my understanding is we're just leaving this on for prelim. Is that correct?
That is my understanding, Your Honor. I have been notified that Mr. Blackshear is not showing up on VineLink or on the in custody website. However, we have no problem with leaving this up for the prelim.
Let's see what our records say.
He's in custody as of.
Your Honor, the jail's been having issues with the online website, but yes, he's in custody. He was in custody yesterday. When I talked to him, he's aware that we're just going to leave this on for the preliminary examination next week.
Right, and we've indicated the same, Mr. Sarts. Yeah, that he's still incarcerated. All right, so we'll leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 2:30. That'll be live in person on the 6th floor City Hall of Lansing, June 20th at 2:30. Anything else for the record in 2501629, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Mr. Sarts?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance. You're all set, Mr. Sarts. Ms. Wanji, have you had any contact with Mr. Price?
He's at the jail, Your Honor. And yeah, we did talk.
He's incarcerated.
He's in custody.
Oh, I see that. I see. Let's check to see the jail brings him over. Did you need to speak with him?
We already spoken. We were going to leave it up to the preliminary exam next week.
All right, we can put that on the record then. All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2501 657. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Javel Price. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Mrs. L.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gabrielle Izal, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Ms. Wanchi.
Good morning, Your Honor. Melanie LP Wanji for Mr. Price.
All right. And Mr. Price is currently incarcerated, and we don't have him. We don't have him on Polycom. He might be joining us right now. I don't know, but we've had a couple echoes from that room. Anyway, it's my understanding that Mr. Price is currently incarcerated. We're just going to be leaving this on for preliminary examination for next week. Is that a fair statement, Mrs. L?
That is, Your Honor.
Ms. Wanji, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. All right. So let's leave on. So at the PCC, we're going to leave on for preliminary examination for June 20th at 1:30. So we've left on for preliminary examination on June 20th at 1:30. Ms. Wanji, you've indicated you've already had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Price, and that was the plan?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Anything else for the record in 2501657, Mrs. L?
Not for the people.
Ms. Wanchi.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. We're all set. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you for your appearance today.
Yes.